Defense Minister Peter MacKay says he isn't planning to leave politics. MacKay denied rumors that he's in negotiations to take a job with a law firm. MacKay says there is no truth to the speculation. He refused to speculate on how the rumor may have started, instead saying only that he was going to continue to represent the federal riding of Central Nova Scotia. This is Remembrance Week on A News, and with another Remembrance Day fading into the history books, tonight we look at the future of one of the capital region's largest employers. It is Canadian Forces Base Esquimalt, home to our Pacific Fleet. The Navy Centennial honor this past has showcased our current and past accomplishments. It's reinforced the need for the Navy in the future as well. And as we near the end of 2010, MARPAC has a lot to look forward to, from new goals and new equipment and new missions. A News reporter Astrid Braunschmidt has more.
This is a really exciting time.
Says the commander of the Canadian Fleet in the Pacific. The future holds a lot for members of the Navy at CFB Esquimalt. From new equipment to new goals, Commodore Ellis says MARPAC is ready as it looks forward.
We're on the verge of starting on this coast now the modernization of our Halifax Class. Canada's got 12 Halifax Class frigates. They were delivered in the early 90s. 7 of them are based on the East Coast and 5 of them are based here. They're really the workhorses of our surface fleet.
HMCS Calgary will be the first of the frigates to undergo upgrades. Her 18-month refit will begin in the summer.
She'll come out, you know, a really markedly modified ship. It would be like changing the computer that you had that ran your Commodore 64 to what the latest version is that you could buy downtown today.
Keeping up to speed with changing technology is one of the many goals of the Navy as new challenges arise.
We are called upon more and more frequently to do littoral operations, coastal operations, whether that's counter terrorism, counter narcotics, counter piracy operations, as you've seen the Canadian Navy do, both at home and abroad. And so that places much greater demands on the ships, not only their technical systems, but on their people. And so we need to refresh that technology, and that provides a really challenging but exciting environment for our folks to be working in as well.
CFB Esquimalt is meeting many of its recruiting targets, but people with experience in technical trades are sought.
We're going to modernize all these frigates in this formation from starting next summer until 2016-ish. At that time, we're also going to take delivery through that period of the new maritime helicopter, which is the replacement for the Sea King. Another tremendous capability for Canada. So it'll really enhance our abilities to do our job here. And, you know, like all change, it needs work. So we need to be able to maintain our skills on the older systems while we learn new skills on the more modern systems.
Modern systems will also be present on board Canada's submarines.
Submarines are a vital component of any navy of a modern nation. A lot of folks think of submarines as a Cold War relic kind of thing, but you know, there's 44 countries out there that have submarines or that are building submarines. They're proliferating, particularly in the Pacific and the Southwest Pacific.
Upgrading, HMCS Victoria will soon be submerged.
Victoria will be conducting her sea trials in the spring. As a fleet commander, I'm really excited because we're delivering this new capability here for our fleet, and we're certainly going to use her not only for our own training, but also for those surveillance and sovereignty tasks.
Arctic sovereignty is a top priority.
I have drank the Kool-Aid on global warming in the Arctic. So I don't think that it's a matter of if the Arctic opens up, but when. We know from scientific evidence and research that, there's a wealth of resources in the Canadian Arctic. And we also know that, right now many nations are under the provisions of the UNCLOS are staking their claims, if you will, to lay out their exclusive economic zones up in the Arctic and their continental shelves. It's clearly a priority with the Canadian government. So, what's a priority with the Canadian government? Of course, is a priority with the Navy. And we'll be really there to support Canada's national sovereignty interests and provide that military presence in the Arctic.
Waves of uncertainty may lie ahead, but our Navy is ready, whether it's protecting Canada's west coast or providing humanitarian assistance abroad. Commodore Ellis says the Navy is more relevant today than ever before.
We have a huge maritime estate with lots of very valuable natural resources, and so you know, our job is to be out there watching and being able to respond, you know, 24/7.
At CFB Esquimalt, Astrid Brownschmidt, A News.